All right, welcome back to another episode here on the McHugh Insurance Group YouTube channel. Today's episode I think is going to be extremely enlightening. I'm going to try and keep it brief, but I want to pull back the covers on a couple of things that you as a customer probably don't know are impacting your insurance rates. We're going to talk about how credit, your consumer credit, is impacting your insurance rates, how your claims history is impacting your insurance rates, and how your previous insurance carriers and policies are impacting your insurance costs. So let's get into it. The first one is your credit and how that plays a factor in your overall insurance program. Most people don't even know that insurance companies are looking into somebody's credit when they are getting quotes for their insurance, because it's not a hard pull on your insurance. But they have the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which allows them to at least get some sort of idea behind the individual who's applying's credit. And there's a handful of things they're looking for, right? They want to make sure overall that it's not somebody who has no credit or extremely bad credit, because to that insurance company, there are going to be somebody who's going to be at risk of not paying, right? Or having late pays or whatever it may be. And I get it. For some people, that's not always the situation. They may have extenuating circumstances that cause them to have bad credit. But my job is to just help educate you and let you know what's going on. And so as a result, an insurance company is going to take somebody who has a worse credit score and they're going to get higher rates. And not just that, they're likely going to be required to have much more strict terms, meaning they may be required to pay in full or at least 2 months down payment, versus somebody who's in what an insurance company would be to consider the highest financial credit class, who will just be able to pay monthly, and they can pay by mail if they want to. But that's one thing to know, that insurance companies are looking at your credit, and right now it is probably the leading factor for policies that I have that get declined is due to their credit score. And people don't even know that insurance companies are looking at it, but now that you do, keep that in mind. And if it comes up, if somebody asks for a double down payment, if they ask for you to pay in full, ask them why that is. Ask them, where did I fall within your, credit rating categories? And can we discuss this? Okay. The second one is claims, which seems extremely obvious, right? Is that insurance companies, if you have a lot of claims, they're going to charge you more for your insurance. And I'm not talking about your accidents and everything like that, because that is clear cut. It is what it is. If you have a lot of accidents, that's no surprise to anybody. But what people don't realize is there's other smaller claims that you may not think about as claims. For example, towing, roadside assistance, if you have full glass coverage and you're thinking, hey, it's only a couple $100, whatever it may be, and you think, hey, I just had it towed 2 or 3 times. Well, the insurance company is looking at that and saying, well, this customer is the type of customer, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, who will submit any type of claim that they come across to their insurance company, whether it be for $100 to fix their glass or $150 to tow them to a repair shop. I've had customers come to me who have had a dozen tow claims in the last 3 years, and that speaks so much to what kind of customer the insurance company is getting. Again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong either way, but I'm telling you that if your claims history has shown that you are somebody who's willing to send in every nickel and dime claim, then you should be prepared to pay higher rates, because insurance companies are paying attention to that. And another thing on the claim side that's important to know is, typically when I ask somebody, well, have you had any accidents or tickets recently? They think the last year, maybe 2 years. But companies are looking back 3 to 5 years. So if you're wondering why your insurance rates are continuing to go up or they're not going down because you've had a couple good years, it could be because you're still not out from that 3 to 5 year window that they're looking at. Okay. And then the last piece, and something that I know most people have no idea that insurance companies are looking at, is your previous insurance policies. Insurance companies have the ability to pull who it was you were insured with, the policy limits that you carried, and whether or not your policy was actually in force, or if it was ever canceled, either because you had too many claims, canceled because you didn't pay your bills, or you chose to cancel it for whatever reason. Insurance companies are looking at that to make sure, hey, this person isn't a flight risk, somebody who's going to, have payment issues or who's going to switch to us for a month and then cancel. And they also want to see people, believe it or not, who have been with insurance companies for a handful of years in a row, because they know at that point they're more likely to win the business of somebody who's going to be a more loyal customer. So again, my whole point here is to just help educate you on 3 things that you probably did not know were coming up when somebody was putting together insurance quotes for you. Obviously, the type of car you have, the limits you have, where you live, all of those will have a very clear impact on your rates. But these are 3 things that don't get talked about enough. And there are 3 things that you should keep in mind moving forward next time you go to get quotes or to buy a new insurance policy, so that you can understand what all it is that's playing a factor on your insurance rate. Okay? Listen, I'm not here to say that I like any of it or that I agree with any of it, but again, I just think that the more you know, the better off you'll be. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more content.